waiting for me.
Guess who decided to come with me today? Miss Mindy, are you feeling better?
Yeah.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
So if you guys watched my last video, you might have heard me explain that Miss Mindy has a slap tear in her right shoulder. She went and had cortisone injections, and she goes at the end of July for a nerve test because she has numbness down her arm into her fingers, specifically her index finger. But yeah, it's an overcast day. It's lightly raining right now. The wind is blowing pretty good. But it does feel good. Miss Mindy has been complaining she's very hot today. But been wanting to come up here for quite a while and I couldn't find it. And I'll admit, I do get a little bit uneasy feeling up here. I'm not saying I believe in paranormal activity. I'm not saying I don't. I think part of me, and the reason I say part of me kind of believes is because I get an uneasy feeling. It's like a, well, what if? You know, it's kind of like the whole Bigfoot thing. What if? I didn't get it on camera, but as we were approaching the cemetery here, a tree significantly rubbed against another one. And almost sounded like it was going to fall over, didn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah. So we are approaching the cemetery now, guys. So there's some signage over here. Let's go take a look at what this says. I have actually not been here since I was in junior high, 14, 15 years old maybe.
I've never been here.
You can pause if you'd like to read everything. Like I said in the beginning, guys, this was a coal mining town, and a lot of these graves are sadly children. The Black Plague took over the town, and we also have to be careful where we step because I'm not sure where I read it from, but there are various sinkholes in the area. So we're going to be careful that we don't fall in or get stuck or get hurt or anything like that. You'll notice this spot over here on the ground. I don't know if that was one of them, and it's been filled in. I don't know. So I've never personally encountered a sinkhole, so I don't know how fast you sink. I don't even know if you sink. It might be just something you fall into. I was up here years ago. I'm 40 now. I'm sure you guys have heard me say that in other videos. But when I was up here years ago, I was up here in the very dead of the night with one of my good friends' mom and his sister, and a bunch of other people. And it was like, I want to say it was around Halloween time, but there was like a dusting of snow, but it was warm enough, like the snow on the trees were falling. And like, we only come up here obviously with flashlights. Headlamps really weren't a popular thing at that time, so everybody had a flashlight. Neither were cell phones. Cell phones at that time, we were all too young. Our parents wouldn't buy us cell phones, so there was no cell phone light. But people would keep hearing the snow falling out of the trees and hitting the ground and turning around really fast. What was that? What was that? What was that? So again, I'm not saying I don't believe, but I'm not saying I do believe. But weird things do happen. And this is actually very much more well kept than I thought it was. And it is a lot bigger than I thought it was. But at the same time, like I said, when I come up here at night, we literally only come up this main drag right here. I didn't know there was over here. We're going to tour the whole thing. I didn't know over here to my right was more graves. I didn't know about these ones over here. But we're here to explore. Again, this is the Barclay Mountain Cemetery. Also, guys, Miss Mindy has never been up here, so this is her very first time experiencing this. Like I said earlier, you get an eerie feeling up here, but obviously it's not as bad during the daytime hours versus what nighttime would bring. Yeah, this is actually way bigger than what I thought it was going to be. There's even great tombstones like up on the bushes to see out there. Let's head up that way. Sadly, some people didn't get a proper tombstone and they just got a rock. I guess something's better than nothing. Pretty confident that it's just trees rubbing together, but Miss Mindy just said she heard it too. It sounded like somebody went woo. Didn't it? So if anybody's around here, like, we're not mocking any spirits or anything, we're just here to look around. 23 years old. Of course, the average lifetime during this time, I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to put that in the bottom of the screen. Let's go up there. Surprisingly, some of these graves you can really see the writing on them still for being as old as they are. "21 years old, guys." I'm guessing these were babies. What does this say? Is that 72? Looks like 72, doesn't it? As you can see, we are very, very remote here. And there's a lot more over in that direction. Somebody built themselves a home. Not 100% sure, but it looks like that one might have broke off from its base. There's another one up in there by that flag there. Yeah, this is way bigger than what I thought it was. Thomas, December 17th, 1880. 3, May 25th, 1884. It's a grave of a 1-year-old, my friends. Or a little over. That's terrible. Oh, these are children here. Not 100% sure if you guys seen earlier on in the video, but see how this tree has blue markings on it? There are other trees with like red dots, or like they look like trail markings, but it wasn't a trail marking. If anybody from my area knows, or anybody from the Game Commission, or anybody who maintains Barclay Mountain, please let me know what in fact those markings mean. Looks like some of these have been taken up. Possibly a smaller tombstone there, similar to this one. Little story, scary story that my good friend DJ told me last night. He was up here quite a few years ago, and somebody had the bright idea of bringing up a Ouija board. They lit a candle, they asked questions, and as they were playing, they all turned off their cell phones before they started. Back step here. They all turned off their cell phones and they started playing, and they were asking questions, and somebody, like the Ouija board, most people know how it works, it got ripped out from underneath. Here comes the rain, I think. Got ripped. Their hands were ripped away from it. And after that happened, remember, everybody's cell phone was turned off. My buddy DJ said he got a call from a turned off cell phone, and it read restricted. There's no cell phone service out here. So how he got a call makes me wonder what's going on. But he said when he answered, it just simply said, "I'm here," and hung up. It's kind of spooky, if you ask me. I wasn't there. I didn't experience it. I don't know if it's true or not. My best friend, I'd like to think he wouldn't lie to me. I'm sure he wouldn't. But Miss Mindy, what do you think your first time? It is very cool. Do you want to come back up here at night? I'd come back up here at night with a group of people, not just us two. So
Cat and DJ.
yeah. We ain't doing no Ouija board stuff though.
Oh no, I don't mess with none of that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. So this is basically.
You may not believe, I have my beliefs. I don't mess with that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not messing with either. It just makes things a little bit more spooky. But this is basically the boundary, or where the cemetery ends. There are like piles of like brush back there. I just want to walk back because he did tell me they did explore the area a little bit. Again, it's state game lands. You can walk around. And he said that he come upon this little, probably remnants of the coal mining town that used to be here. Want to be careful when I walk through these ferns because snakes are an issue up here. But yeah, we're going to explore a little bit more. You guys can see the big piles of brush. I think there's just piles of brush from cleaning up the area and whatnot. And again, it does have kind of like an eerie feeling up here. And it's probably just because what has happened up here. The Black Plague basically killing this whole town. There's a pile of brush over there. All right, so we're not really gonna walk back through there. Ain't no point in that. We're just gonna head back down to the access road here and go back to the vehicle. Huh. It really does have an eerie feeling up here. You think?
I don't feel it.
You don't feel it? I kind of feel it. And like I said, I think it's just the history of the place. But
This looks like someone's been removed.
well, that's what I said earlier. Looked like somebody come up and removed them. Maybe they removed them from there, placed them someplace else. But then again, back in that day, they actually buried their bodies. I don't think they did the whole cremation thing, but they may have.
This one here is broken. I can almost bet that belongs there.
So Miss Mindy thinks that this one probably belongs on that one. Vandalism or like maybe a windstorm. Yeah, like that one down there has been blown down. Just curious. Could be any snakies rattled up in there. Or coiled up, not rattled up. But that was a big tree. This one looks like a fairly new headstone. October 1st, 1874. Died at 38 years old, if I'm seeing that number correctly. Again, this is a popular spot. I'm not sure if these headstones are leaning against the tree from people removing them, or if the wind knocked them over and people just picked them up and put them back someplace where it would be appropriate. I don't know. I don't touch anything when I come to a cemetery. So I think we got a shot of this one earlier, but I didn't read it. Miss Mindy believes when you back up, 1878, and I think it says 3 months. Yeah. 3 months old. That is crazy. Mm-hmm. So you can see we're actually walking along what used to be like an access road to get up through here to visit. Family could visit graves and stuff. I'm sure a lot of this is coal.
There's lots of things that have made a home in that. Think I got bit by a bug.
By a bug? How about that? The only wildlife we've seen today. We've heard the birds, but that, my friends, is Barclay Mountain Cemetery. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than what I usually do, but that's okay. It's all right to change it up once in a while. It's nice not to have my hiking pack on. It's nice not to be out of breath. It's nice to not be sore and all sweaty. But next week, you won't know where I'm going to be. I know at the end of June, I've got 2 really fun things planned. I want to bike the whole length of the Pine Creek Trail, and I want to do a backpacking trip. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go with the Old Loggers Path or if I'm going to go with the Pinchot State Forest. I'm thinking Pinchot because it's out of the area. But until next week, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, and y'all please be good to each other. Bye, guys.